Storyline, so today we are over on BBS Simulator because in less than 12 hours time, we are surprisingly going to be getting our mid-month banner. It should be getting announced a day earlier, since the 13th does fall on a Saturday, and usually when a banner announcement falls on the weekend, it gets pushed to the nearest Friday. So there's a pretty good chance tomorrow morning, we do wake up to our first, hopefully exciting banner for the year 2024. This works out in my favor because I'm actually going to Japan on the 13th. I wouldn't have been able to record it if it dropped on the 13th, so luckily, timing should be lining up perfectly, and I should be able to get out those videos talking about and reacting to the new 2 or 3 characters. And that's what we're here to talk about today. Speculate, discuss what the upcoming banner could be, and you lads, as always, can join in on the fun. Let me know your prediction in the comments below. If you get the banner or the characters right, we will give that a shout out in tomorrow's video. So, let's just jump straight into it. Mid-month of January. In my opinion, this time around, it can be 3 things, but I have one main prediction that I've been, dead set on, surprisingly, for the last couple of so months now. So first up, let's talk about possibility 1, a premium banner. Now, potentially, more likely, could be a premium. If we look at the last couple of so years, January mid-month has always been a premium banner, mainly because end of month has always been a Valentine's themed banner. They haven't done a traditional Valentine's themed banner in the last 2 years. They've went ahead and done a Lunar New Year, then they did the Mana Society last year. But traditionally, with the exception of last year, to be fair, I'll talk about that in a minute, they have been doing premium banners, and surprisingly, mid-month of January has actually been somewhat decent. In a way, it's like a second part to the end-of-year campaign. It's not ever really included in the celebration in of itself. Anniversary, for example, as part 1, then also part 2 a week later. It's not entirely the same thing, but strangely enough, mid-month of January has even been hit or miss, no in between. If we look at January of 2022, we had a Byakuya and Renji, our first 30% normal attack damage soul trait, and Renji had the transform mechanic. It was a very surprising banner for a mid-month banner, I will say, especially in the year 2022. And Renji, to this date, is still the only 1 of 2 characters in the game that have that transform button, aka the Bankai button, right? A year before, I guess this one was kind of a stinker. We had Renji, Zapdo, and also Uryu, but then again, was it really that bad of a banner considering that I still actually use Renji almost 3 years later? Maybe, I'm not too sure. The year before that was actually one of our better mid-months of all time, an Ichigo, Aizen, and Kenpachi banner, and they all transformed. This was an amazing mid-month. And I guess this is also noteworthy, little history lesson for BBS. This was the first banner that actually had step-ups, outside of just the anniversary banners, right? And now here we are, 3 years later, and we have a really good step-up format when at least it comes to mid-month banners. So we have seen in the past that mid-month of January can be premium, so let's talk about our potential options. Right now I'm thinking, and I would like to see a Shunsui. I'll be honest, I would like to see a Fierce Battle Shunsui. We've been talking about it for a while, and I might say his name every time it comes up when we have a potential chance to get a premium. Shunsui deserves a new character. He hasn't had a character in over 2 years. If they don't plan to give us a Shunsui from Season 1, his fight against Robert, and that would make for a pretty interesting and kind of exciting mid-month banner, I will say. And I kind of hope that happens, to be honest. Because we have seen here that, Byakuya and Esnot was a banner that no one thought would be a mid-month, but here we were in the middle of November with a Byakuya and Esnot mid-month banner. So if they wanted to do those 1v1 fights, Robert versus Shunsui, that could easily be a mid-month banner. I'd be super down for that. I would still like for them to get end-of-month characters. I actually like Shunsui and Robert. But if they ever do a potential 1000-Year Blood War mid-month banner in the future, I do hope they are more similar to Esnot, where they're actually good characters. Esnot's better than some end-of-month characters, in my opinion. He's actually a really good character. Byakuya, not so much. They still held back on these characters, so if we ever do get a potential 1000-Year Blood War mid-month, I hope they are good to the likes of Esnot. But if they have no plan to give us a Shunsui for a 1000-Year Blood War banner, Shunsui doesn't do anything anytime soon, so he's not going to get a new 1000-Year Blood War character anytime soon, right? His only character can be from Core 1. If they don't plan to give us that, I would like to get a pretty cool Shunsui, maybe from the Karakura Battle Arc. When he's not wearing his normal outfit, he has his captain coat. I think he looks sick. I like this character that you see on your screen. Would love for this character to get a remake. Alongside that, who could they do? Maybe a Kisuke, maybe Yoruichi. Although again, I would rather this banner be an end-of-month banner. But at the same time, it's been a minute since we have seen premium Soribas. I guess the last time we saw that was back in April. And would we even call these characters Soribas? I don't know. So I'm not really too sure what the character could be, but I'd like to see a Shunsui. That's my main prediction if it is a premium banner. Now let's talk about a seasonal banner, because that is a possibility. They did do it last year. Traditionally, New Year banners very rarely, if ever, happens. If we actually look at New Year's, for example, we had it back in 2016, end of January. 2 years later, on a one-off banner, because we had Quincy Ichigo released on the same day, we had Hanatsuro, Ruki, and Mayuri. And then they technically did a New Year's banner back in 2022. This was Lunar New Year, though. They might do that next year, I'm not too sure. But the first time ever, for January mid-month, they did give us a new character with Ichigo, Renji, and Rukia. Is this going to happen again? I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not sure who they could do. I guess they could remake Byakuya, Kaien, and Orihime. I wouldn't like that though, if I'm being honest. Like, I didn't mind this banner since Renji, Rukia, and Ichigo were all 4 stars. If they were to do another New Year's banner, I would like some original designs. What character could they do? Again, just to throw out some names in the potential chance it does happen. Yoruichi. Again, Shunsui. Why not? A seasonal Shunsui would be really cool, especially since they missed the opportunity to do a swimsuit Shunsui back in the August mid-month banner. It is actually going to be the year of the dragon, so a Toshiro or a Kaku would have made sense here, but both of those characters got a character recently, right, in our 2 most recent seasonal banners, so a kind of a missed opportunity. KLab didn't plan that far ahead. They don't always celebrate the year of something, right? But they did do it back in 2022, where it was the year of the tiger, and we got a Rangiku. I guess last year, though, was the year of the rabbit, correct me if I'm wrong, so technically they did do it when they gave us a new Rukia. As for the year of the dragon, though, I'm not sure who else they could include other than Toshiro and Ikaku, unless I'm forgetting someone. If I am, maybe that can be your prediction in the comments below. But in my opinion, I think this New Year's banner is going to be a one-off, since again, it was just remake designs, but I wouldn't be opposed to a new New Year's banner, especially a Yoruichi. But that then takes us into my third character prediction, 1000 Year Blood War mid-month, because remember, that is always a possibility, since we did get that in the middle of November. If they're doing Byakuya and Esno as the mid-month, I mean, anything is up for grabs. Any mid-month now can be 1000 Year Blood War, right? And I've been saying this for a while. If end of year is going to be Ichigo, Yuha, and Osayama, we got 2 of the characters right. Close enough. I didn't expect end of year to be a season 2 banner, but my mind still hasn't changed. I feel like maybe this upcoming banner can be 1 or 2 things if it is potentially 1000 Year Blood War. My first prediction, but not my main prediction, is the other 2 Squad 0 members. Normally end of month banners are 3 characters, normally mid-month are 2 characters. If KLab wanted to complete these Squad 0 characters, I guess now or any upcoming mid-month would be a good time to actually get out Tenjiro and also Uetsu. Would make for a pretty hype mid-month. I might summon on it. But my problem with that is like Uetsu and Tenjiro are way too hyped to be mid-month. But then again, so is Byakuya and Esno. And that's the point, right? KLab want you to summon on mid-months. That's why they're doing these potential hype characters as mid-month characters. Since they've already done 3 characters, they might want to dish out Uetsu and also Tenjiro mid-month banner. It won't be the best for us if they were to do a 1000 Year Blood War banner in the middle of January. I would most likely skip it. I would recommend most people skip it. Because I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I'm still summoning on the end of year banner. I'm trying to get Yuha on the 12th. I'll be summoning on that banner tomorrow. So for KLab's sake, it would be smart because you might be more inclined to buy orbs, you know, and then summon for these new hype 1000 Year Blood War characters. But for us, it's going to be a tad bit brutal. But remember, you can always skip banners. Not every banner is a must summon, even if it is 1000 Year Blood War. So I guess if they did want to do 1000 Year Blood War, Uetsu and also Tenjiro are definitely a possibility. My main prediction, though, actually, is going to be 2 characters in particular that I've been saying for a while now. Mid-month, it would make sense. Misaki and also Ishin. Again, we have seen when it comes to 1000 Year Blood War, if they are doing a 2 character banner, it might be a mid-month. I wouldn't like to see end of month 1000 Year Blood War banners be 2 characters. And I was always wondering, how would they ever give us a new Misaki and also Ishin? Of course, they're going to have to, right? I mean, it's a big moment in the series. They gave us a new White, and they gave us White as an anniversary character. And that kind of hurts the banner in and of itself, right? Because I always said, whenever we got 1000 Year Blood War anime banners, White, Misaki, and Ishin would be a great end-of-month banner. But White's been done. Misaki and Ishin could still definitely end up being end-of-month banners, but I can easily also see it be a mid-month banner. And depending on if they do want to get some of the other quantities out the way, again, Robert vs. Shunsui as a banner, this potentially might be our last Core 1 banner for some time. Because, you know, we've technically started Season 2, 1000 Year Blood War, we've gotten Season 2 characters, and I'm sure near the start in a few months in 2024, we're going to be full underway. Every future banner of 1000 Year Blood War is going to be based on Season 2. That, of course, includes, you know, Rukia, Kenpachi, all the other Vogue standard Quincy's. It's going to be a hype time in Brave Souls. But there are still some banners in Season 1 that need to get done. Misaki and Ishin, everything but the rain. That's a banner I want to see. And I wouldn't mind, I guess, seeing it as a mid-month. But again, if they do that, I at the very least hope they are to the likes of Esnot, where they are actually really good characters outside of maybe designed just for guild quests. You know, Esnot has problems, but he's actually a good character. And since White's been done for an anniversary, I can easily see Misaki and Ishin as a mid-month banner, potentially for the mid-month of January, potentially our last Season 1 banner for quite some time, and any next 1000 Year Blood War banner, hopefully we don't see none of those until like February end of month at the earliest, then they can start being Season 2. We are going to have a discussion video in the coming days about Season 2 of 1000 Year Blood War in Bleach Brave Souls. KLab are doing something different compared to how they did Season 1 characters, and by that, TLDW, they're making the characters alongside the episodes. And you'll notice it more so with the swap bombs where they're referencing the manga more so than the anime, because the scenes weren't done when they were making the characters, right? Remember, K-Lab planned characters like 6 months in advance, and the only way they were able to give us season 2 characters so soon, again, we got our first season 2 batch November end of month. That was like 2-3 months after the season 2 ended. The only way that's possible is if they make the characters while the episodes are airing, which is something they didn't do when it came to season 1. We'll talk about that more in a future video, but yeah, so my main prediction for this upcoming mid-month, I mainly think it's going to be Thousand Year Blood War, Masaki and Isshin. Possible. Could be Oetsu and also Tenjiro. If it's not Thousand Year Blood War and it's a seasonal banner, I could see it being a New Year's banner. Hopefully a Yoruichi. We haven't had a Yoruichi in a year. Wouldn't mind an Aizen. Haven't had an Aizen in a year too. If it's not a seasonal and it's a premium banner instead, hopefully it's anything but a Rankas. I would like a new Shunsui, please. 2024, year of Shunsui. Surely, let's hope for it. Either way though, that was the video for today. Let me know again in the comments below what your prediction is, and we'll come back to this video around 12 or so hours time and see if we got any of the characters right. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Take care and peace.